The browser history's been cleared.
Well, I think sometimes the computer runs an automatic software update, so maybe that...
You know, sometimes things are pretty awesome. Sometimes you get your faith restored in humanity. And this week has been one of those times, as the internet, people of all colors and creeds and backgrounds have come together to reject what can only be described as ridiculous race-baiting garbage by Showtime. Now, I covered it last week. Of course, the Everything's Gonna Be All White trailer rolled out to massive, and I mean massive, dislikes. 50,000, 80,000, whatever the number is, maybe probably over 100,000 by now, and just like 1,000 or 2 likes. Well, the first episode came out, and this may shock you. They've disabled comments. They're getting absolutely ratioed into oblivion, and you just love to see it. The story after a quick word from this video sponsor, BlueBlocks. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, BlueBlocks. Look, I spend from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to bed at night staring at various screens, whether it's my cell phone, my monitors, my TV for playing video games, whatever the case may be. And sometimes I definitely feel that eye strain that people talk about. And now BlueBlocks has 3 different types of glasses to treat 3 different types of strain. First, the blue light computer glasses. They're clear lenses. They target headaches, sore eyes, digital eye strain, watery eyes. Summer Glow mood boosting glasses that go after migraines, stress, anxiety, and low mood. Sleep Plus blue blocking glasses have amber lenses. These target poor sleep, fatigue, and low energy. And BlueBlocks in some cases may be a little more expensive than other brands, but after working with them for so long and experiencing how much they love their product, it's absolutely worth it. BlueBlocks also has other amazing products like low blue light bulbs, red light therapy devices, and 100% blackout sleep masks, which I use every night. BlueBlocks currently has their Black Friday sale campaign running, which is great news for all of you, as you can save 25% off all products until the 30th of November. Go to blueblocks.com to save 25% today. That's BLUBLOX.com, and get the 25% discount code is automatically applied at checkout. Now, when you get a show like this, you assume that it's made for critics, right? Super rich liberal elites who suffer this phenomena known as white guilt, which is a fake thing that Hollywood celebrities say that you have, or that you should have, or woke gender professors, that you're supposed to feel some sort of guilt for the sins of your fathers, which is ridiculous. Anybody who thinks that anybody bears any responsibility for what their ancestors did is just, quite frankly, insane and should be laughed out of polite society. That said, episode 1 of Everything's Gonna Be All White dropped, and it's getting absolutely shredded. And on top of that, not a single professional reviewer bothered to even review the show. That's how terrible it is. Nobody wants to touch this thing, and here's why. It's currently sitting at a 3% rotten, and not a single critic, not one, took time to actually review it. Let's take a look at some of the reviews. Benjamin L. says, awful idea. People convince themselves this is sort of intellectual or radical, but it's just bilge. From Todd, how does Showtime approve this hateful and bigoted series? How does this make anything better? Assuming there are people who believe every word of this as they do, it's going to win people over to their side, or as if they think it's going to win people over their side. I'm hopeful. in that what I've seen nothing but condemnation regarding the series, I canceled my Showtime subscription and hope others do as well. And it should also be pointed out, after just getting absolutely demolished on the trailer, they hid the dislikes. YouTube hid that. So, you know, people could see that it had an enormous amount of views, but they didn't really know, you know, what the actual reaction would be. Well, episode 1 came out, and for 22,000 views, it currently has 369 likes. Now, if I wanted to take a glance via my Chrome plugin, what their dislikes say, it is currently at 5,742. The 369 people that liked this must have worked on it. Must be close personal friends of the people that starred in it. Because there is absolutely nobody saying this show is any good. And you might say, why give it any attention? Why even ridicule it? Well, let me tell you why you do. Let me tell you why we need to continue to destroy this stuff. Is because when you leave it to fester, when you allow it to not be mocked, when you allow their ideas to go unchallenged, they perpetuate, they proliferate, and they achieve their goal. And their only goal is profit through division. It's why half the people in this documentary are paid race grifters. Look up Ibram Kendi. He gets paid $500, $400 a minute or whatever to talk to universities about how why people bad. Look at Jamel Hill, who gave up a lucrative career at ESPN to be irrelevant and talk about social justice. It's her brand. That's why she's on this. These people don't care about bringing people together. They care about dividing people because that's the most important thing. Because if people aren't divided, well, then they're not watching this stuff, are they? Look, I don't have the privilege, so to speak, of living in an area where it's not very culturally diverse where I live. You know, most of the people are white. There's a decent, Latino size population around, interact with those folks a lot. But also awesome people, always, in my experience. I don't necessarily interact with a lot of black folks. And so I hope that when I see this stuff, how do I put this? I know that they don't believe this. There's no way. You know how I know that? Because the video has 300 likes out of 23,000 views. And you know how I know that? Is when I look at reaction videos on Twitter. We have this one by Ruin Leon, a black man. Tyrone Magnus, a black man. Anthony Brian Logan, a black man. Johnny Calloway Sr., black man. Officer Tatum, black man. Dependi TV. Look at these people. There is nobody reacting to this saying it's good. People of all races and backgrounds reacting to this saying it's garbage. Nobody is supporting this thing, which is awesome. Everyone sees, here you have the Lonely Banter, another black gentleman. Racist trash, question mark? This idea that only white people can be racist is absurd, okay? And no actual person believes that unless they are a gender studies major. No actual person believes that because we know that in various communities, inside of those communities, there are various issues. Inside, for example, there is a section of the black community that has problems with other, certain races. I don't know why, but if you look there's that Farrakhan guy with Jewish people, and then there's this Asians thing in New York. I don't know what's behind it, but you can't tell me that that's not because of race. You can't tell me that these people, like, I don't know why it is that way. But what I do know is that most regular people know that this was a bridge too far. And when I say regular people, I'm talking about everybody, regardless of their skin color or political opinions. You want to know how I know that? Is because even like woke media critics aren't reviewing this. They don't want their name on this. Show me a single review over 1 star. Not one. They're all a half or nothing. 1/2 or 1 star. Race scripting at its finest, ultimately harmful to society as a whole. I don't think it is. Because when we rise up together and mock this stuff, we come together. I watched, because this is where I was going before earlier. I don't have like that black friend that I could show it to and get their take on it. I also think that that's weird to be like, hey, could you speak for all black people? But I watched a lot of people's videos, reactions to this. In particular, I was interested in what black folks had to say, men and women, and I didn't see anybody supporting it. Maybe there's a video out there, but I didn't see it, and I went through about 30. So, I think that this is good. This is a good thing. This means that people see what's going on. Like, you guys see what's going on, right? Are there genuinely racist people out there? Yes. But think for a minute. Who profits from focusing on them constantly? If you have somebody in your life that doesn't like somebody based on the color of their skin, cut them. Like, either try to educate them, or sometimes you just got to cut them out of your life. And the more people that cut these people out of their lives, they'll start wondering, why am I all alone? And I'm not a big fan of doing that, but I've had interactions and run-ins with people. I'm just being real how like uncultured I am, but it's real. A lady friend of a friend of mine that happens to be a girl, was dating this guy who is I don't know if he's mixed or if he's lighter skinned black guy. And if anybody ever said anything about it, like, everyone loved him, by the way, but it's like, if people had any problem with it, they got dealt with. Nobody was, and I live in a small town. So like, that stuff isn't really happening on any wide scale on in my town. But every time we would come to the bar, it would be a little weird. It would feel weird because it's like, oh, here's a bar with like 70 white people in it, and I'm the only black guy in there. And like, we would joke about it. But like, it's probably weird for him. But like, I also never had anyone come over and say anything weird or throw anything, or if anything, most people were like overly like, oh, I'm going to come over and be nice because I don't want him to think I'm racist. We saw that a lot. So it's like, I don't know where, why they continue to focus on this stuff, but I'm glad that everyone is kind of circling the wagons and just saying, nah, player, this stuff ain't. I just watched Tyrone Magnus's video on it. If there were legitimate good ideas to be raised in this video, they destroyed everything with their trailer by being antagonistic and purposely divisive. So good luck with another woke failure. Couldn't have happened to worse people. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.